In this video, I'm going to give you guys the best top 5 tips in order to improve your game inside of Farlight 84. This game is absolutely insane. It's like a mesh-up between Fortnite and Apex. Currently, I've been having a ton of fun playing this game and grinding. I've achieved the highest rank in the game, which is Legend. It's part of the top 300 players. My highest peak so far is 113th, and currently I sit in Ace right under the top 300 with a 31 KD. So I hope I could teach you guys something a little bit about the game, and I wanted to give you guys some tips that not every other creator is going to give you, and some tips that aren't quite so obvious, so they're a little bit higher level. So if you implement these tips into your game, you will improve as a player. If you learn anything throughout this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for some of the best Farlight 84 content. Going into tip number 1, crouch spamming in your fights is going to be absolutely crucial inside of this game. Crouch spamming makes your enemies miss almost all of their shots. I have a very funny feeling it has something to do with the aim assist within the game, and it'll absolutely keep you safe. Like, the enemy will have a very hard time hitting you, even though it seems like it's doing little to nothing. But trust me, guys, the next time you get into a fight, spam crouch and you will notice how much less damage that you actually end up taking in the fight. For tip number 2, managing your movement abilities. So you have a vertical jump and a horizontal jump, or dash, if you will. Managing these as you go into fights and not using them to get into the fight is very important. These can help you while you're reloading tremendously, or if you guys just need to reposition behind cover, say you get hurt while you're in the middle of the fight, you do not want to wait for these to reset, because they can be the difference between you living or dying. So if you use these to get to the fight, it's just going to hinder you once you're actually in the fight, and I see a lot of people using them to transition across the map. Cars are much better use for this. For tip number 3 is utilizing your character's strengths. This seems very obvious, but there are different classes within Farlight 84. You have support characters and you have DPS characters as well, so making sure that you understand the role that your character plays on the squad and using that character to its fullest potential. For example, I play Ember. Ember is a split between a DPS and a support character. Ember's smoke actually lets you play a DPS role where you can disturb people and actually see through the smoke in order to kill enemies. His ultimate actually is really helpful for making pushes across open fields and or rezzing teammates. So he is very crucial and very competitive at doing both tasks very well. Someone like Maggie is going to be one of your hard pushers and entry fraggers into the fight. So just understanding what role your character plays and playing that character to the fullest is going to be absolutely crucial inside of Farlight 84. Now for the 4th tip I got for you guys, and this is going to be rather obvious if you guys have played BRs in the past, taking height is super important. At all times, you are going to put yourself in a better advantageous position if you guys end up taking height. In Farlight 84, you guys can get on top of almost anything. So buildings or hills, anything you guys can get on that's going to be higher than the angle that your enemy is at, the better off you guys are going to be. The 5th tip I got for you guys is prioritizing care packages. Care packages in this game are absolutely crazy. For one, you have a very good chance of getting a purple or gold armor shield, which is going to help you win your fights tremendously. And the other thing you guys will be looking for inside of these care packages is something called the Air Beast, or as most people in the community would like to refer to it as the Iron Man. This suit is absolutely crazy and has almost no damage fall off, so you can beam people and take their shields almost instantly from an incredibly far distance, and it's insanely accurate. This thing is incredibly hard to play up against, especially if the other team has a couple of them. So as you guys are playing throughout the map, make sure you guys are going towards these airdrops and trying to secure them before the other teams do. For a bonus tip, I wanted to give you guys these little shield generators and these little blue shield icons. You guys are going to want to collect these as much as possible. There are about 6 levels to your shield. I believe you have your base, you have gray, and then you have green, blue, purple, orange, and then even red. And red is absolutely insane. I think I've only gotten red a couple of the games that I've actually played in Farlight, so it is incredibly rare and you have to prioritize shields pretty heavily in order to get red shields. But if you guys are always prioritizing shields, there's a good chance that you will end up in endgame with orange shields as a team. And obviously having more shields is going to be insanely beneficial for your team getting the W inside of Farlight 84. Now I'm really curious to see what you guys think of this game. I've been having a ton of fun, and for you guys that have stayed till the end of the video, I wanted to give you guys a couple intros into some of the videos I'm going to be making in the near future. We're going to be going over some of the best cars and vehicles to utilize inside of the game, some of the best weapons you guys can be using inside of the game, best sensitivities, settings, and some best movement guides to get your guys' movement nice and clean, to make sure that you guys are taking advantage of the map in the most way possible. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I've been having a ton of fun playing this game. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview into some of the videos I'm going to be making in the future. Some of those are going to include some of the best cars to utilize inside of Farlight Mobile. We're going to be ranking every single vehicle in the game, and some of the best guns for you guys to use, because that is absolutely huge as far as securing the wins. If you guys did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for the best Farlight 84 content. My name has been Aggro, and I will catch you guys in the next one.